All right. We snuck up on your ass today. This is a Turned Up Tuesday. It's also Halloween. It is Tuesday, October the 31st, 2023, 46 minutes after the hour. Welcome, guys, to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature wake up team with the Queen, SennyJ. Only place on earth where you get that morning started right. Chat room's open, or you can call in real quick, 570-982-6950. Broadcasting on all social media platforms. Good morning, guys. I know it's a late morning show, but this is how we're getting down today because we missed yesterday. We felt like we owe you guys one. So we are here right now, late morning. This is brunch hours right now. Welcome. This is where you get your morning love. Most importantly, only place on earth where you get your morning started right. To the Queen, SennyJ, good morning. God bless. Good to see you. What's going on? Talk to me.
Good morning, Shawn. Good morning to everybody listening. We have a great show for you today on this Turns Up Tuesday, Halloween. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know what is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have front page news with SennyJ, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that.
Definitely stick around for that, and definitely stick around with SennyJ has to offer. We'll be back on our regular schedule Thursday, Friday. We just want to give you this bonus show, and we truly appreciate you. It's like a practice show for us. Now, before we get into it, everybody, you already know SennyJ had her big birthday weekend over the last weekend. Senny, how did your birthday go?
Oh, it was so much fun, Shawn. I actually needed an extra day to recover. I went out with Miss Miko and shout out to Vanetta. She came out with us and her friend Yvette. It was such a great time. We went out to eat. Then we went to the club. We did little running around New Jersey. So we did a lot. It was very much fun. And then Josh and Eric, they did a Halloween party this weekend. So more drinking, more fun with that. So by the time it was all said and done, I was exhausted, as well as heavy social media love that I'm still trying to get back to some people that wished me a happy birthday. So for it to be a non-milestone year, it was a lot of fun. So no complaints. It
Well,
was great.
well, Senny, I'm glad you survived it. I'm glad you're here, and thank you because I was sure enough worried about you. But I'm glad that you had a good time with all your friends and some of the folks in the chat room. And God bless you on your birthday. Now,
Yes.
on this very late morning show, almost brunch time. We weren't on the air yesterday, so we usually Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays. So we want to throw this bonus show, and we'll see you guys, God willing, on Thursday. Now, today's Halloween. We'll get into all that in a minute, but you know what? Matter of fact, I'll get into a little bit of it right now. Okay, I'm gonna get into a little Halloween right now. I just read a survey online, Cindy J from NBC News. I think they might be a reputable news source. I believe. I don't know. Cindy always talks about the American Journalistic Society is a lot of propaganda, but that's another issue. But here, check this out on Halloween, and welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? In 1983, on this survey from NBC News, they said 11% of Americans believed in ghosts. 11% of Americans in 1983 believed in ghosts. But guess what? In 2023, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning start, right? 2023, in the American household, they say 38% of Americans believe in ghosts. 1983, only 11%. 11% in 1983. What was going on in the year 1983? Was we still wearing the sheepskins in 83? 11% of folks believed in ghosts and ghosts in the household. 2023, 38% of Americans, doesn't matter what color you are, believe in ghosts. Now, I find that number very interesting. Think of the times back in the 80s. back in the 80s was about a generation ago. Let's say a generation ago, a little bit over a generation. At this point, maybe two generations ago. We didn't live in real time. We thought we did back in those days. We lived in a sort of a hybrid real time. But today we live in the moment in real time. So information is flowing through us immediately. And I think the internet, because the internet wasn't around back in 1983, the internet's around. Social media is here. It's embedded in our lives. And I think that the uptick in Americans believing in ghosts has ballooned because of this fast track of information that we receive each and every day, each and every minute. Now, I'm sitting up here trying to think to myself, Harvey, do you believe in the ghosts? Now, listen, I done been around a lot of goblins. I've been around a lot of people who are very ghostly, including myself. But do I believe in ghosts? Hell no. Have my mind played tricks on me and I seen a figure floating through the house or walking through, or I've been startled at night? Sure. Sure. Have I heard some weird noise? Of course. Have I woke up in the middle of a dream sweating and I fell, but I didn't hit the ground because I thought I was going to die because my mind couldn't perceive the fact that I can even die in my dreams? That's why you wake up before you hit the ground? Sure. When my father passed away, SennyJ, 2 days after he passed away in the funeral, I thought I saw him walking through the living room. He wasn't walking through the living room. That was just in my mind. But for 11% of people in 1983 to believe in the ghosts to now 38%, that's literally one out of every 10 people, that's almost three and 3/3 of a person believe in a ghost. SennyJ, I ask you this question. This ain't got nothing to do with Halloween. I don't give a damn about all that. Even though I'm gonna, we got a Halloween movie night in the crib here later on tonight.
Okay.
You know, because I'm a married man and my wife.
Are you guys giving out candy?
Now we did that the other day. It was our registered day to do that in this hood.
Oh, ours is today, actually on Halloween.
Exactly, because that's the way it should be.
Exactly.
SennyJ, 11% of Americans do with this NBC survey. 11% of Americans in 1983 believed in the ghosts. Ghosts were popping in '83, and I'm not talking about Casper, your friendly ghost. So, Cindy, that it ballooned up to 38% in 2023 at this moment. First question, SennyJ, do you believe in the ghosts?
I do, but I don't like the term ghost is like real weird. So like spirits, like entities, yeah, I believe in that.
SennyJ, have you ever, because in this 38%, they also said that the ghost is, some of these folks said the ghost is in the household. SennyJ, and God bless you, good to see you. Does a ghost reside in your home at the moment?
No. No, there's no ghost here.
So then let me ask you this question. Why the uptick in the percentages of people believing in ghosts from 30 years ago to today? Why do you think people, put a number in chat room if you believe in the ghosts? For real. Put a number 2 if you don't. Give me 17 number ones. It's nonsense to me. Cindy.
Maybe more people have experienced them than before. That would make sense. And then, statistics, you always have to pull them apart. How many people, what were the ages of these people, what part of the world were they in? Like, so this statistical information, we need more information. But an educated guess would be more people have experienced these experiences, these ghostly encounters, and that's why they believe in it more.
I think people believe in ghosts more because of the animation of it all. because of the fast tracking. You could see a ghost right in front of your face. Uh, I think that people, I think it has everything to do with our. Before we move on, and welcome to the show, late edition. We know it's almost like a brunch edition of the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team with the
Right.
Queen SennyJ. I think it's more of the electrons, SennyJ, in your brain. I think that the brain, of course, is I always say this, all our brains are an incredible instrument, ones that's never been made ever before in mankind. The brain developed a computer. The brain is so powerful in what it can do that it can paint a picture for us in our heads that we see people that's not even there. We've proven that in our dreams.
Right.
So I think that the brain will paint this picture for us, and we think that it's all true when it's just probably something that the brain just normally does.
No,
Put a
I've
number one in the chat room before we move on. Welcome to the show. If you believe in the ghost, and have you seen a ghost? Put number one in the chat room if you've seen your grandmother.
you don't
Put a number one chat room.
necessarily.
Put a number one chat room if you've seen Auntie or your dog floating around the house looking crazy.
It's not like the movies. When you see one, I've seen one. It's like it's more so a figure, and as well as you can feel it. That's what it is, I think, mostly too. When a spirit is around, you can feel it more than you can see it.
Okay, well, guys, did you hear Cindy J breaking news? Cindy J has experienced seeing a ghost. Cindy, in 30 seconds, could you tell us your ghostly experience? How did that work out for you? And was you sober or was it how would what was your state of mind?
I
Tell us
was
about your ghost experience, Cindy J.
I was a child, um, and I was standing in the bathroom, and from my peripheral, right,
Yeah.
it was a man, and he was standing there, right, and
Right.
looked at me, and I looked at him, but it was almost like I couldn't make out the face. It was a dark figure, and then it went away. Like it was real fast, almost like I didn't know if I seen it, but I seen it. You know what I mean? But like when you do that double take, like, oh, I'm bugging, and yeah. So that's how it happened to me, and I was like, oh my god. And I've felt presence before, like something like sitting next to me, but like I didn't know like what it was. Like I could feel the energy when I was older as an adult. So it's kind of freaky, but I never believed that like they were trying to like hurt me or anything like that. Because, it's just energy. So I believe in them. If somebody says they'll see one, I'll be like, oh my goodness. Like, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I believe.
So Cindy, are you saying when you was around 5 years old, you was in the bathroom?
No, I was older. I was probably like 9, 10 years old.
You was
But I'll
nine or
never
ten
forget
years.
it.
You was 9 and 10 years old, and you thought there was a man in the bathroom.
He was in the hallway, like
He was
walking
in the,
by.
um, and you experienced this. You did. You said you did. You said you saw the man, or you felt his energy.
I saw him.
Now, Cindy, can you describe, CJ,
I
uh,
can't
what
describe
this man looked like? If you don't mind me
it. No, I can't because it was like it was just it was dark. It was like a dark figure. And when I moved into a place, I had like a spiritual cleansing. Like I had these ladies from this church that I was going to come to my home, sage it down, say prayers and things like that. This was like when my kids were like really young. I was just like going through a bad time. I just wanted, some like extra, I don't know, security or whatever, cleansing. And this one woman this older Spanish woman. She was in the house and she was up in my room, and she came downstairs just crying and just so filled with emotion. And she said that I had spirits in the house that were like, the one that she saw was just really ugly, really violent looking. And, she said a prayer for me and they left. And I was like a little scared to go in my room. I was like, what a homegirl see? But so she said I have to be very careful because I have spirits that can be easily attached to me.
Um, Shout out to everyone in the chat room. I put hearts in the chat room. We're doing the practice show today. We're just hanging out. We missed yesterday, and we want to show you some love for a few minutes. Uh,
So they are very real.
Now, Cindy, you bring up something really interesting. When I was a younger man and I was with my ex-wife back in the day, may she rest in peace. Her and her mother was like, kind of like they always, believed in the spirits and uh, cleansing of the house. And one time, my ex-wife wanted to have a cleansing. I thought it was more of just a cleansing of me, running ruckus through that relationship.
Could be.
But Cindy, she wanted to bring over some folks like you with candles and praying. And Cindy, I walked in there and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? We're not doing this." But I sat back. It was her place, and they did the cleansing. I think that I didn't like none of it. I didn't like this. I think it was all a setup. I just think that these were people that do just to get that paper. I'm not mad at them. The lady ran downstairs. You said the lady went upstairs in your bedroom, came down running down crying. Who's to say she didn't do that at apartment complex number 3?
I mean, I didn't pay them. There were women from the church who do this, and they actually wanted me to do it because I was having a hard time finding a place, and like they knew about that and I had found a place, so they said they wanted to do it to help me. Um to bless the home, to have more good things come in and all of that. And I was like, okay. And yeah, like it's serious. A lot of people, it gets into that weird space when, people think it's, ungodly and all this, it's witchcraft and all this other things. But I believe that, you know, if we have a spiritual self, there are other ways to tap into that besides just going to a church and praying. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's necessary. And we don't learn in this society how to be in touch with our spiritual self. But there are signs, there are things. What do they always say? Watch what you say, because what you say is it comes to happen. You know
Yeah,
what I
true, true.
mean? And so it's like we have things that are rooted in it, but they just won't fully talk about doing it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
I'm more talking. Look, we're gonna move on from this and welcome to the Shawnee Place on Earth where you get your morning started. Right, a late Tuesday. This is like a brunch show. We're gonna do this and we're gonna keep it pushing. And we appreciate you. Please like and share the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring Wake Up Team. John Greer's in the building. Thank you, past, present. The Godfather, Solar, Tracy Ray. Hey, Tracy, I still got some free passes for tomorrow. We're in Brooklyn. Your boy's hosting the show at 275 Park in Brooklyn, New York. Go to RSVP at 275parkbk.com to register to get your tickets. It's free tomorrow. Doors open up at 6. Your boy be hitting the stage at 8 o'clock. So y'all come on through. Brooklyn, I'm coming to your borough tomorrow. Bang out these jokes. Uh, yeah, Cindy, I agree with you. Yeah, you can have these sayings, you could put that out in the universe and it'll come back to you. That I agree with. I'm just talking about the physical. Put a number 1 in the chat room, guys, if you physically seen a ghost. That's all I'm asking. Cindy said when she was 9, there was a perverted dude that was a ghost
I didn't
looking at
say
her.
that. It was just a man, and
It
he
was a
was in a
man. It was a
certain
man.
house. I
I
never
saw
seen it
my
again.
I saw my father walk through the bedroom after he died. I just think that that was just something that just my electrons in my brain just projected that image. But
But
let
why do
us
you
know
want to dismiss it? Why do you rationalize what it was except for what you feel like it was?
because of the reasons that I stated a few minutes back. I just think that the brain is such a complex instrument that it can make up and create anything that you want it to be. That's what makes our brain and being a human being so special. You can literally convince yourself that there's a ghost in the house and make up the ghost. You could design your own ghost. And
Yeah,
if
but you
you
weren't
and if
even
you
thinking
put
about it.
some props up, like the ghostly pictures and all the sage that Cindy's talking about, and put all these other elements into your ghost, you will believe that there's a ghost in the house. That's all I'm saying. Like movies like The Conjuring and all of that, I think those are fascinating. Do I believe in all that stuff? No. Because if there was ghosts, these ghosts it would be like a ghost union. Like we'll see them.
There are people that see them, and everybody says that they're crazy. So then what do you do about that? You think it has to be everything that everybody can see?
That
No.
that would help.
You
I,
can't see air, but it's there.
yeah, no doubt. All right. Welcome to the show. Uh, you're right about that. You say you can't see air, but it's there. Hold on, let me grab some. City, grab
Exactly.
some air. Grab some air.
Where's our oxygen? Oh, can't see it.
Well, well, welcome to the show. We appreciate you guys. If your house is haunted, let us know. All right, City, let's get it. Listen, brunch time show. We weren't on air yesterday, but we here. Few minutes just to show you some love. Go ahead, Cindy. What's the first story you have?
The first story that I have is
Whatever
Atlanta.
Tracy Ray. Whatever Tracy Ray. He's like Cindy. Great point. Knock it off.
You
Knock
can't
it
say
off, sir. Go ahead, Cindy.
we're talking about Atlanta right now has been coming under fire for the past week since Keith Lee has been in the area. Even Cardi B had something to say about it, and I'll see if I can get that clip up for you. Um, Keith Lee, um, Keith Lee is a food critic, and he's most known for the fact that he can bring businesses that are like down, businesses that have good food but probably poor marketing because nobody's going there. And that's kind of how he went viral. One restaurant that he visited, he gave a review of their food, said it was amazing, and the next day they had like a line wrapped around the block, brought this business back to life. So he has amassed a following of over 15 million on TikTok. I think I have a picture of him right here. So he went down to Atlanta this past week and hit a bunch of ran into a bunch of problems going to different restaurants. One of the most common problems that he found in Atlanta is that a lot of places do not do to go orders. They do not, do takeout. Every time he went to try and get in at a restaurant, it was about an hour and a half to 2 hour wait. And one of the restaurants that he did a review on is called the Milk and Honey. And this restaurant is actually mixed in with another restaurant. There's two restaurants with the same name. There's one called The Real Milk and Honey and another one called Milk and Honey. And he went to The Real Milk and Honey, and he was trying to place a to go order online. They said that they were closed. They actually were by the restaurant, so they decided to go by there. They seen people going in. So what he does is he tells his family members to go in because he doesn't want special treatment because people usually know who he is. The family member went in there. They told her that they're closed for deep cleaning, but they saw some people that were in there. So he goes in, they see who he is and they're like, oh, just give us a minute and we'll get, something together for you. But he politely declines that offer because he said he doesn't want any special treatment. This is a picture of him. I don't know if you guys follow his reviews. He
Yeah.
seems to do pretty good food reviews. He does a very plain delivery. Some people have said he's autistic and stuff like that, which at the end of the day really has nothing to do with his food review. So Cardi B chimed in on it. She said she didn't know who Keith Lee was. But she wanted to start off by saying, first things first, I feel like Atlanta restaurants, they don't like to make money. I feel like they don't like people. They don't like their customers. They just don't effing like it. She said, first things first, you could barely order in Atlanta restaurants. It gets to the point that I have to tell people that order food for me, can you just name drop my name? Because they don't do any pickup orders, they don't do deliveries, they just don't do nothing. The food wait is so busy. It's so busy, like I feel bad for Atlanta residents. Y'all have to go through a lot. Thank you, Jesus, I'm famous. But even me being famous, it's like a hassle. She said they don't like making money. Like in New York restaurant, it's going to open up early and it's going to close effing late. They're going to serve you all the mother effing time. Even with the bougie restaurants, it's not as bad as the Atlanta service. It's like they treat you like they doing you a favor. Like they're doing you a favor. Like y'all mother effers want to come back. Y'all want people to come back. um so she had left that review and it opened up a big conversation about what is probably the problem in Atlanta restaurants. If there's anybody for I've never been to Atlanta as like an adult to like experience the culture and the vibe there, but it is giving very classist, it seems like you have to have a certain look, you have to be famous or something like that to get any preferential treatment in these restaurants. So I don't know. Have you ever experienced Atlanta restaurants, Sean?
Well,
Or
I
had
first of
this
all,
experience?
there's a lot going on in Atlanta. Shout out to Dwight Howard, um, and that news cycle has blown over. Pause as well. Shout out to Dwight Howard. He jumped right in front of this situation and just kept it pushing. Haven't been to Atlanta in a while. I'll be honest with you. Haven't been to Atlanta in 4 years. Uh, before COVID, and I was down there for the weekend. I didn't go to an Atlanta restaurant. I worked 5 comedy shows down there. But Atlanta has a whole different vibe to it. It's not the Atlanta from back in the day. I feel like there's a lot of almost every resident of Atlanta seems to have just signed a record deal. All these folks are over the top, no disrespect. There's a lot of glamour in Atlanta. It even taints the comedy scene. Everybody comes to the comedy show, and I don't think it's like comedy. It's like everyone wants to come, dress up, be fly, and be noticed in Atlanta. Now, for this young man so that's my experience in Atlanta, but I haven't been there in a while. I haven't been there in 4 years. I can't tell you. But in the comedy clubs that I worked in while I was there, yeah, you can tell that it's a whole different vibe from up here, up north, or any place else. It's almost like Los Angeles in a sense. Los Angeles, you could give them a pass because that's everybody acts Hollywood out there. No disrespect, but Atlanta is probably the new Hollywood for Black folks. Now, the next thing about this, SennyJ, is the fact that boys, these restaurants don't offer takeout. Uh, I mean, what's that like? I mean, I don't understand what that looks like because, boy, you can make so much money. The delivery services are going to take a cut of that money, but you're still going to profit. For Atlanta, for the majority of the restaurants not to have takeout, I think it's insanity. I think it's insane for that to happen where you could just only sit down and eat and that's it, or come to the location. When we live in the day of real time and apps and people want to get their food delivered, what if there's folks that are sick and shut in and can't get to your restaurant? They can't get a delivery. So
Yeah.
that's a whole turn off right there. So if a bunch of us from the Northeast went down to Atlanta, go, yo, we want to get this to go. Now we don't do that, then we're gonna be like, what's that about? Now for this young man who is, this is the first time I'm hearing of this guy, who obviously is very popular, very influencer, uh, and for the restaurant to have folks waiting for 90 minutes, and then he walks in and say, listen, we got a seat for you in 5 minutes. I applaud this young man to say, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I want to wait like everyone else. That's not a good look for the restaurant. So you don't have takeout. You want people to wait 90 minutes for your all the regular folks got to wait 90 minutes. But if a celeb come through there, he could walk right in and sit down like if he was Tony Soprano going into an Italian restaurant. Atlanta, this is not a good look for you. This is not good, Atlanta. And for this young man to expose this and then catch some heat, it's unfair. It's unfair. This guy is very popular, billions of followers on TikTok, millions of followers on Instagram, and he built this brand and this business of critiquing food and giving reviews of food, which is nothing wrong with that. I applaud him. But Atlanta, your food scene seems to be horrible. And it just seems like we're doing you a favor by coming to your restaurant. Let all us New Yorkers come down there and shake things up. And I ain't talking about black folks. Let's bring some Arabs down there, some Jews, some Italians. Let's shake that up. Because black folks, y'all are acting too dope. Black folks, why do we always seem to be like it's 6 million Jay-Z's and Biggies out there? Why do we have to seem so over the top? Why we just
Right.
can't be regular folks and just go out and have a good time?
Right.
Why I got to kiss your ass to eat at your restaurant? And why are you making me feel that way? I
Yeah.
yield my time. Atlanta, you get Atlanta from 1 to 5 stars, 5 stars being the top stars. Even though I haven't been to Atlanta in 4 years, Atlanta, I'm giving you a 2. I'm giving you a 2 because y'all got to knock it off. I'm giving you a 2. Matter of fact, I'm giving you a 1. I'm
Thank
giving
you.
you a 1. I'm giving you 1 because it's too much of the personality and not enough of the principles of serving people. We got to go through the hurdles of your personality, and you're supposed to be that Southern comfort and Southern folks, and it's that we just love folks in the South. So what they call it, Southern hospitality. Well, it's not in Atlanta. You might have to go to Orangeburg, North Carolina for that. No
Exactly.
Southern hospitality in Atlanta. It's almost a contradiction. It's not even real. It's perpetrating a fraud. Atlanta, clean your mess up. And shout out to this young man, Keith Lee, right? Keith Lee, right?
Yeah, Keith Lee, you guys go follow him. I like his reviews. I've never been able to go to any place that he reviewed yet, but every time he reviews a place, there's a line out the door. Some notable mentions while he was in Atlanta is this place called the Dining Room. He said it was very good food. Unfortunately, they weren't packed before, like, they didn't really have a big following, but he said it's probably the marketing because the customer service is excellent. The food was excellent. Another place called the Bodega, which seemed to give out good, like, home comfort food that he was able to get. And another place that got an overwhelming response was called the Juicy Jerk, which was actually a Jamaican restaurant. And he was able to try the food and he said it was absolutely delicious. So he did get some good things out of Atlanta, and all those places offered takeout. Because that's what he does. He sends his family in, go get the food, and then he reviews it in his car. So shout out to Keith Lee for that. Yeah, Atlanta, get yourself together. It doesn't seem like, and that's the thing. What do they call it? These places with, like, the grass wall, like, I call them Instagram restaurants because the food is okay, but it's like, really, you're there for the ambiance to, like,
Yeah.
take pictures and tell people that you were there. So get it together,
If you
Atlanta.
if you are Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning start, right? This is our brunch special. We're here just for a few minutes, have a good time, have some fun today. Thank you. If you're an adult and you go out to your restaurant, 5 star, 4 star, whatever, 3 stars, and you take pictures in front of a wall, a grass wall, there's something mentally wrong with you.
No, there's not.
You're taking pictures in front of grass on a wall.
You want the ambiance. You want the look.
We're not doing that. And that's what it is. Everybody, and there's nothing wrong with it. It really actually is very, it's nothing wrong with getting dressed out. I mean, getting dressed up, going out, having a good time, going to a dope restaurant. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just all the other unnecessarily personal egos that go with going out. Going out seems to be so much pressure. You can't go to uh, uh, the Cheesecake Factory. You're taking pictures with grass on the wall, and you find pleasure in a server that don't give a damn if you're there or not. What is this world coming to? You don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. You want to take pictures with grass on the wall, and you want your server to be so disrespectful and rude to you by not saying anything to you, and you're doing them a favor by showing up to their restaurant. This is the world we live in today.
Well, and that goes to say a lot of people with inflation, things being so expensive, a lot of people would rather not. They're like, you know what? I'm going to stay on my COVID time. I'm going to get food to take out because a lot of restaurants say if you can't afford to tip your server, then don't go out to eat. Okay, well, let's just get takeout. And y'all don't even offer the takeout. So I don't know. Also, it seems like they're adding gratuity to tables of two or more, 18, 20% gratuity. Like, it's just it's just a lot. Don't include my I can understand including gratuity for big parties, but if it's just a couple of people, I sometimes don't like included gratuity. Sometimes I want to tip more and I don't because they already have it included in there. Sometimes they take that included gratuity and split it with everybody.
Gratuity? You say
Yeah.
what did you say? Gratuity?
Yeah,
Oh,
gratuity.
okay, I'm sorry. I didn't. Okay, I'm sorry. Right.
When they include it in the bill, sometimes they're splitting it with the whole staff, the whole front of like the hostess gets some, the bartender gets some. And sometimes I think it takes away from your server. I mean, and of course, I believe that servers should be paid a living wage regardless, but it also takes away from them giving you good service because they just feel like I'm going to get it anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't know. The whole
Well,
restaurant
a
industry,
lot
I
of
think, is in for a rude awakening.
I've been seeing a lot of videos where black folks, and unfortunately African American folks, and African American women that don't even know what gratuity is. They you ever see those funny videos? They get to be seen be like, "Who's gratuity? Who's that? I don't understand why." You know what
I
I'm saying?
I don't think that's a lot. From my experience being a server, and I've been servers at really high-end restaurants to some that are kind of like not that great, like regular restaurants, I guess I would say, where, there's nothing over $20 on the menu. Um, I don't find that it's black people that are not tipping. I find a lot of black people usually over tip because they're trying to compensate for that stereotype. It's really a lot of other races that are not tipping as they should. So don't buy into all that either from
Well,
somebody that's done it from the trenches.
well, thanks for sharing, SennyJ. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, Atlanta, you guys better watch it because there's gonna be a full-on assault on the server. They're gonna stop tipping. If I feel like I'm in your restaurant and I'm doing you a favor for being in your restaurant, I'm going to leave that minimum tip, very minimum.
Yeah.
You better watch it. Go ahead,
And
Kathy.
doubling the tax is not a real thing, and that's not the correct tip amount for
And
anybody
the
that does that.
gratuity,
I heard
yeah,
that's like a New York thing, so y'all stop doing that.
and the gratuity, yeah, I think that it should be added on. I mean, but you should let the folks know. I think you should let I think you should give that choice to the customer. What if they don't have the money? What if they had $100 and you put an extra 10% or 20% gratuity on the bill?
18%.
Okay, 18%. You just gonna throw that on the bill and you're short $18. What are we doing? What are we doing? Or the customer could say that. Uh, I only the bill was 108. I got $100. Why is it 118? Oh, that was for the extra gratuity. Oh well, I don't have that. That what I didn't eat that. I
Not
didn't
I didn't
have that
eat
with
that.
extra cheese.
Not I didn't eat that.
Yeah, what else? There?
Exactly. It's coming in. It's going to be a rude awakening. Shout out to my girl Kim Kardashian, securing the bag once again. It was just revealed yesterday that her clothing brand that she co-founded called Skims, which you all know it's the underwear brand, has now partnered with the NBA Association. Skims is now the official underwear partner of the NBA, WNBA, and USA basketball. She said, I am incredibly proud of Skims' partnership with the NBA as it is a reflection of Skims' growing influence on culture. Together, Skims and the NBA will connect people of all backgrounds through fashion, sport, and talent. And I look forward to seeing the partnerships thrive. Um, they're also noting that the partnership follows Kim Kardashian recent launching of Skims for Men that actually came out on October 26th with a really great. I'm gonna see if I can find it. A really great pictures of men wearing the Skims boxers. So shout out to her on this major landmark deal, especially in the world of underwear, because there's so many brands that are selling underwear now, selling shapewear, and hers has her marketing. She comes out on top every time. So that should be really interesting to watch how that unfolds.
Yeah,
So shout
I'm
out
a
to her.
Let's see. I'm a Kim Kardashian fan. That's actually SennyJ's queen,
I
which
just
is
love her
nothing,
work ethic.
was nothing wrong with it. But my whole thing is, and God bless her and congratulations. But again, the WNBA and the NBA, I hate. I gotta say this. It's dominated by the African Americans as the driving force of the total revenue income of the NBA. Take all the black players out, nobody's watching. And my whole thing is there a black fashion designer that's also employed by the NBA for whatever particular items that they can sell? That's a big deal for Kim Kardashian. Now the NBA players they got to wear her underwear when they play basketball, and the WNBA. That's a great look. But I'm just saying, where are my African American brothers and sisters, fashion designers, or any one of these folks that can contribute to this $1 billion industry where they can become a vendor of the NBA? And that's actually a very good question. How many African American owned companies are vendors of the WNBA or the NBA or the WNBA? WNBA. I would like to know that. Shout out to Kim Kardashian. I get it. I mean, she's about that urban life. They love the black man. They prove that. They got kids by black. They won't have a white baby, a full 100% white baby. You'll never see that in the Kardashian camp. Never.
Yes, Courtney does. Her kids
Okay,
are all American white.
okay, one out of 30 of them. Okay, I get it. And Kanye West, I think he might have dropped the ball, bro. Like, because how many times have I kept saying that don't be surprised that in the next 5, 10 years that Kim Kardashian runs for president. Cindy, how many times have I said that?
Word. A
Don't
lot.
be surprised that our beloved Kim runs for president. Like Kanye, man, this is well, all right, whatever. You rich as well, but these are certain type of women where you hold on to that.
Shout out to Sister Soldier. Yes, this is live.
It is live. We're doing a special brunch show. It is live. This is not. This is. We are not ghosts. This is not a ghost. This is not no image. This is really live. I'll prove it to you. It's 10:31 Eastern Standard Time.
What? You guys
October.
only gonna watch if we live? What if we record a show and throw it up here? What's wrong with that? It's
Yeah,
still us.
that's right.
What are
Put
you
it number
here
one.
for?
Put it number one in the chat room if you. Right. Put number one chat room if you would enjoy a recorded show. Put it number two if you don't. Cindy, one last story before we get on out of here.
Yes.
Yeah, we late because we just, like I said, we just popped up just to do a show. We didn't do the show yesterday. We'd be on Thursday and Friday at the regular time, 8 a.m. But we just wanted to pop up, show you some love. Just, it's like practice for us. We're just practicing right now. That's all.
Not
And
practice.
you guys are here for practice. This is practice. The show is on Thursday. So practice today. It's practice. That's all it
Um,
is.
I
And the
can't.
show is still great with practice. Continue on, Cindy.
California, I just love California. I wish I could afford to live there. They became the first state to ban 4 food additives linked to disease. They did this earlier in the month. I'm surprised I'm just now seeing it. California has become the first U.S. state to outlaw the use of 4 potentially harmful food and drink additives that have been linked to an array of diseases, including cancer, and are already banned in dozens of countries. The California Food Safety Act prohibits the manufacturing, distribution, and sale of food and beverages that contain brominated vegetable oil, potassium bromate, propylparaben, and red dye number 3, which can be found in candy, fruit juices, cookies, and more. Backers of the law say it doesn't mean popular products will suddenly disappear from store shelves, but rather that companies will have to tweak their recipes to be able to offer the same food and drink items with healthier ingredients. Californians will still be able to access and enjoy their favorite food products with greater confidence in the safety of such products, said Governor Gavin Newsom, who signed the bill into law. The law won't be implemented until 2027, which Newsom says will give companies enough time to revise their recipes to avoid these harmful chemicals in their products. The FDA banned the use of red dye 3 in cosmetics in 1990 after evidence showed it caused cancer in lab animals. But the government hasn't prohibited its use in food, and it's an ingredient in candies. Brominated vegetable oil and potassium bromate have also been associated with harmful effects on the respiratory and nervous systems, while propylparaben may negatively impact reproductive health. Wow. So, shout out to California.
Well, there go my guts. I'm infected with a lot of what's that? Red dye number 3.
Red dye number 3. I try
Listen,
to
listen.
stay away from anything with red food coloring.
Exactly. And women suffer from red dye number 3 at least once a month.
That is so gross and highly inappropriate. I can't.
Again, Governor Newsom. Why does this guy run for president, CJ? One thing, Cindy's anti-government, but she got love for Gavin Newsom. So do I.
Love them.
I think
Love
that this is a guy who literally creates legislation for the everyday American in California, which
Word.
is trending across the country. This is a guy that's really governing. He's a governor and he's governing. He's governing a state that deals with people on the local level. This is kind of like what we want all politicians to be. And
Yeah.
he's achieving this. And I think he should run for president after all this Trump mess and all this and Biden, all these folks go away. I think he should run for president. I think this is a man for the everyday American. But by the time he runs for president, Cindy won't be here no more because she's planning on leaving the country. Cindy, hopefully you don't leave the country and be Gavin. Cindy, if Gavin Newsom become president, would you at least consider staying?
No.
Okay. Cindy, you got the last word on the practice.
um Nothing. I have nothing to say. I hope you guys have a great Halloween. If anybody's going out, adults, children, I'll be actually giving out candy this year, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, that's all. Have a spooky, scary
Where,
night.
where you giving out candy?
It's in Nazareth. It's only
Where?
gonna be for 2 hours from like 6 to 8 in
Where?
Nazareth. Nazareth.
Like we're in the community?
Yeah, from my house.
Oh.
Yeah,
You're gonna give away candy at your house.
yeah.
That's what you have to say. Uh, what kind of candy you working with? What we doing?
I got two big bags, which I probably should have waited today to get them because it was like $40 for two big things of candy. So I'll be giving kids a lot. But I got the good ones. I got peanut M&Ms, Snickers, Reese's, and Snickers and Skittles.
Right. No Hershey's?
Nah, I don't like really Hershey's. What, like the Kisses? Come on, bro.
They kind of like the little mini bars. They got those
And
little mini.
I think we have some Kit Kats in there. I was getting all good candies, ones that I want to eat.
Good. Well, well, we're not doing no crystal, no trick treat over here. So we did that the other day. All right, guys, listen, we appreciate you. Just little brunch show, just to practice, and we'll see you guys on Thursday. Come on, say this platform.
Yay. We'll see you guys
We're out of here.
on
We're out
Thursday.
of here.